So while, obviously Poe Dameron is like gay, he bites his lip at Finn and everything, I don't think that Finn is gay. I don't think Finn is especially wanting to be with Poe. I mean, the thirst is too real between him and Rey, you know what I mean? He has like entire lines dedicated to trying to hit on Rey in the most transparent manner possible. Okay. Okay, I see how it is. As of this past week, there's been a bit of news that people have been actually asking my opinion for, and that is the announcement by M. Night Shyamalan that he plans to revive Tales from the Crypt as a 2-hour block on TNT. I'm guessing this interests a few people because I made a video showcasing how much of a fan I am of the franchise, so people would expect me to be a lot more excited by this news. But in truth, my opinion on this actually lies a little bit more on the cautious pessimism. Minus the caution, this is a fucking shitty idea. This is a really bad idea. Every time I think about this, I just think of more reasons on why this is a fucking bad idea. But I will skim through the main reasons that anybody with any recognition of any of these names would probably figure out. If I remember some others, I'll go ahead and hit them. It's not like I have a list. Really, really big one. Tales from the Crypt. As much as I love it, as much as everybody who knows it probably loves it, it's not a recognizable brand. It's not marketable at all. It is a bad business decision from the very get-go. Like, it took them forever to release Tales from the Crypt seasons on DVDs, and by the time they got to releasing them on DVDs, they didn't sell out as much as you wanted to. You don't even see the Tales from the Crypt DVDs on your local HBO DVD section. You see them on just TV shows. There's no way you could sell something solely on the brand of Tales from the Crypt. It has been about, I think, 19 years in the dust, and the last 2 of those years were with some pretty bad reviews and pretty bad reputations. The comic books by EC don't even get revivals because they don't sell that much. They're really old, they're really obscure. Maybe in 2007 or 2006 or 2008, around those years, they finally released like hardcover copies of Tales from the Crypt comics, and those didn't even sell much. I can't find them anymore. Thanks a lot, Obama. Obviously, the biggest marketable thing about this is M. Night Shyamalan's name. Speaking of M. Night Shyamalan, since he's the only thing nearly relevant in this day and age, I'm mixed on it. On one hand, the Tales from the Crypt formula is kind of his deal. Very superficial genre pieces with a twist at the end. Well, always a twist. Always a fatalistic twist for the main character. Which is just M. Night Shyamalan's M.O. And the fact that they're supposed to be campy in basis means that even though he's not that much of a quality filmmaker, The Visit notwithstanding, since I haven't seen it yet, he could probably be well within his zone with these things. At the same time, The Visit notwithstanding, he's also not a good filmmaker. The last few of his films have been reamed critically until The Visit, and The Visit got mixed at best reviews. So even though it's good on a marketing standpoint, I'm not sure it's good on a quality standpoint. Much less so to put it on TNT. TNT is part of the Turner Broadcasting Network. I don't know if Turner is still part of Time Warner, and so I don't know if TNT and Tales from the Crypt all fall into the same corporate umbrella, so they could do this without much of a hassle. But TNT is not a good choice, because a lot of what we love about Tales from the Crypt, and I've been over this in the video, is absolutely how smutty and R-rated it is as an HBO series. We're not going to be able to get this, to get that amount of gore or anything. Maybe if it had a different developer from M. Night Shyamalan, like maybe if Brian Fuller, since Brian Fuller sort of has had both a macabre sense of humor in most of his shows, from Dead Like Me to Pushing Daisies to Hannibal, to a very huge reputation for like pushing the envelope on what can be seen on network television, maybe he could get away with it. Maybe we should get Brian Fuller to develop this. But Brian Fuller is currently busy with the American God series, so I'd rather him be working on that than on this, to be honest. Maybe it doesn't need the gore, maybe it doesn't need the sex, maybe it could just get by on its own dark humor. So, you know, that's like a pretty weak reason to not be excited for this, but I'm still not excited for this because of that reason. Which, speaking of humor, the Cryptkeeper. The most memorable thing about Tales from the Crypt, as performed by a puppet designed by Kevin Yeager and voiced by John Kassir. Very disappointing news came the day after this was announced, slamming the final nail in the coffin, and that pun was not intended, and I really hate myself for doing it. And it is that we will not be seeing that puppet back again. It's rights-related reasons. They're going to instead have the tales read by an old man against the fireplace, which honestly is exactly what the Cryptkeeper was in the comics, essentially an old hermit that was kind of super creepy. But that puppet is exactly what we remember most. When anybody thinks about Tales from the Crypt, the TV series, if they do think about it, they think about the puppet. Even if they did bring back the Cryptkeeper puppet, especially without John Kassir's voice, but that goes without saying. He's gonna need to come back. But without Kevin Yeager's design of the puppet, it's useless. Have you guys seen any other people's attempts to, you know, revive the Cryptkeeper puppet for their own stupid TV blocks? FearNet's whole New Year's Eve thing with the Tales from the Crypt puppet, he really looked wooden. The Kids WB stuff, it's not the same work behind it. It's not the same craftsmanship. The Tales from the Crypt puppet is maybe one of the best non-Jim Henson puppet works I've ever seen in film or television. It's a shame that it doesn't get known that much, but he is goddamn, like, he glides, he moves, he's believable as a person. He made me think that the Cryptkeeper was actually like a real person in Hollywood that was capable of coming down to Miami to slit my throat. There's no way you can redo that without the old crew at hand, and the old crew is probably too busy working on other special effects at this time. So, plus, do we really know if people want to return to puppets anymore, now that we're in the age of CGI and Jurassic World and Avengers Age of Ultron and other big CGI spectacles have made a splash? But there we have it. Those are the main reasons why I'm absolutely not excited about this return of Tales from the Crypt. I'm absolutely not looking forward to it. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this will make any money. I don't think it'll last long. No, I'll probably hope for the best. Like always, I'm not gonna walk into it wishing that it's terrible, but nothing about this seems like a good thing. And usually when I have this sort of premonition, it's usually right. Good luck to Shyamalan and the team, and I'll be there behind you, at least cheering you on, but I won't act surprised if this turns out to be a disappointment. Thank you for listening to my opinion, even if you didn't want to.